All right, it finally fucking happened. I finally lost it. I've lost my patience with Overwatch. Oh my god, I'm so fucking pissed off at this point. Right, okay. You might be surprised that now is when I'm making the video, not when they first cancelled PvE. Because honestly, if you're not in the Overwatch loop, you might not even know what's happened. Because it's not really big news to most people. But to me, this is the final straw. This is just the last bit of hope being crushed out of the game. And god fucking damn it. Okay, quite simply, we're gonna be fucking charged for the PvE. It costs 15 bucks, dollars, whatever. I don't know how much that is on pounds off the top of my head, but whatever. Yeah, so this is unscripted, if you couldn't tell. This is just me letting it all out. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I know that from the beginning, the plan was to charge us for PvE, but I guess I didn't even think in the first place. It didn't even occur to me. My mind didn't even jump to the idea that they would still fucking charge us after they didn't even deliver on the original promise of PvE. The fact that they said it would be more like an event like Junkenstein, it would be an event rather than like a, separate game or like, a separate mode in the same game. The fact that they described it like that made me think it would be, well, like Junkenstein, just something that appears in the arcade for a few weeks and all that. I didn't think it was going to be something where, we're going to pay extra for it. I thought that was just ridiculous, but no, it's happened. We have to fucking pay for the PvE that they already gutted and took everything out that they promised from. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back for me. Because it takes away the only hope the game had for recovery, basically. I don't know. There's still a very, 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 very slim hope that quite simply, even if the PvE fucking crashes and burns, that maybe the PvP new content will just be surprisingly good in the next couple seasons and it will keep the game alive. Because at the end of the day, from the beginning, I've been not that bothered about the PvE per se. I'm more bothered about the PvP. But Jesus Christ, it is kind of hard to ignore the PvE when it's such a fucking train wreck and it has such a terrible impact on the rest of the game. Okay, so this pisses me off mostly because, honestly, I mentioned before, I think the best way forward for Overwatch, and the reason why I had hope for Overwatch 2, was to do this drip feeding of content where, yeah, we're not getting as much necessarily every time there's a new update dropping, but updates are much more frequently happening. There's always at least something new every couple weeks, and that means that we never feel like the game's being abandoned or left like it was in Overwatch 1. We know there's still new stuff coming, and we always have new stuff to look forward to. As long as there's something for us to always look forward to, the game can keep going. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm out of shit to look forward to. I really feel like the only thing left in the whole game that I can look forward to is new characters. And then when you take into account that it's like a third of a year's gap between each new character, that's pretty fucking bad. There should at least be slightly looking forward to something other than a new character every now and then. I mean, I don't really care about the new maps, to be honest. I mean, maybe if you make a really good new map, but have they done that so far? Well, I say that. Technically, a lot of the maps that are new, obviously, were on launch, and to be fair, a lot of them were pretty good. But the map that they made for Season 3, Antarctic Peninsula, I fucking hate that map. So hopefully the Season 5 new map is good. Don't know how much faith I have. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Jesus Christ, this is why I don't do unscripted. Well, I mean, I don't do scripted technically, but, I edit my vocals usually. I don't just let myself run and upload it as a chunk, but I don't want to put all too much effort into this because A, it's a rant anyway, and I don't want to divert time from other videos like on this. I just want this to be a quick one and done. So yeah, I finally hit my breaking point. I think this is the end. Like, I actually think this is the end. I know that might sound dramatic. Oh, the PvE that already got fucking dumpstered, now you have to pay for it. Oh dear. But here's the thing, right? We've waited 4 years for the 4 years. We've waited 4 fucking years for this, right? But here's the thing. The main problem could have been just an optics thing. A lot of the time in Overwatch 2, I've been mostly just thinking that it's mostly optics problems, but the game itself is kind of still fine. Like, things happening that just look bad, but then when you actually play the game, it's not really that bad. But here's the thing. There's still a chance that the PvE is really good. I'm not going to count on it, but there's still a chance that the PvE is actually really good. It's just not what we originally hoped it would be. There's still a chance that yeah, it's not going to have the replayability that was promised, but at least for that first time experience, it's still going to have that wow factor. It's still going to be mind blowing the first time you play it. It's just not going to be very long term exciting. Even if it's just that, that might be something that could help keep the game chugging along. But the problem is that who the actual fuck is going to buy PvE? I know that sounds like a joke, but like genuinely, I mean that question sincerely. Who is going to buy PvE? I think the answer is YouTubers, because they're going to play it on, like, and make videos on it, and people are going to just watch the videos. I think it will only be YouTubers and diehard fans that will buy the PvE. I don't even think, relatively engaged Overwatch fans are going to buy the PvE, because I'm telling you this, I'm not buying the PvE. And I've been playing fucking defense to this game for a while, and I've been playing a shit ton of Overwatch, and yet, no, I am not buying the fucking PvE. I am not spending £15 on this shitty downgraded version of what was promised, which only has 3 missions in it. Oh my god. Yeah, no, not happening. Not happening. I am not going to fall down that rabbit hole. I am not going to waste money on it. I am not going to give them a cent of my money. They don't deserve anything. But the fact that no one is going to play the PvE now, I think is kind of the end. I mean, okay, I know what you're thinking. Bruh, no one was going to play the PvE anyway. Like, you could say that as a joke, but like, seriously, no matter how bad the press was on the PvE, if the PvE was free, people were going to play it. And then people would either dunk on it if it was bad, or they would actually be, there would probably be mostly silence, but then a few people saying, actually, that was pretty good, if it was good, I think that there's a chance, there was a world at least, where PvE, yeah, it kind of wasn't what was promised, but it comes out, and at least thousands, if not millions of players give it a try, because it's free, so why not? And maybe some of those players are like, hang on a minute. I mean, I know that wasn't what it was promised, but that was better than I thought it would be. I actually think I might stick around to see what the next one's like. But now that they've pay-gated this is just, my brain can't understand this fucking decision. Like, I understand that Activision, I've never had any faith in Activision from the beginning, and I've made that pretty clear. I know Activision isn't trustworthy. I know they're the ones driving this fucking franchise into the ground, when by all means it should have been one of the biggest success stories in video game history if it just had any half-competent management. But at the end of the day, I think the mistake I made is I thought that while Activision is fucking evil, I thought at the very least that it would act in its own rational self-interest. Fucking clearly, they are not going to make any money by making us be charged for PvE. That is not going to work. Like, I get it, oh, greedy corporation. But you don't think they would make more money by dragging in millions of players to give it a try because it's free and then selling people on skins? Don't you think that would make way more money? I mean, to be fair, I'm not like a business expert, but let's be real. Look at the monetization model of Overwatch 2. Now, I know what a lot of you people out there who aren't super informed about it are going to say. They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, everything's overpriced, everything's... Here's the thing. It's not actually like that. It's still a little pernicious. I'm not going to dispute that. The way it works is exploiting whales. Essentially, the prices to get the Battle Pass is actually pretty generous, I would say. And I know that's not exactly a take I'm going to be beloved for, but I genuinely do think the pricing for the Battle Pass itself is generous. It's very cheap considering how much you get in it. And the Battle Pass is like the main thing that most casual players would want to buy if they do buy anything. As well as that, I've mentioned before, the main thing that doesn't bother me is the fact that there's nothing locked behind, like nothing gameplay that's locked behind a paywall. Everything that's paywalled is cosmetic, which is why I personally don't have a problem with it. But the main problem with Overwatch 2's monetization from a consumer standpoint is the shop skins. The skins that can't be bought with credits and could only be bought with real money exclusively from the shop are stupidly overpriced, but they're also usually made to be the coolest looking and flashiest skins in the game. These skins are the ones that cost over 20, sometimes nearly £30. And that, of course, as a result, yeah, ridiculously overpriced. Who the fuck is going to buy that? The answer is whales are going to buy that. The kind of people who waste all their money on Overwatch are going to buy that. And I definitely don't think that's the most ethical thing. Obviously, I would prefer no one's getting fucking scammed. But at the end of the day, I can see where they're coming from. They've got to make money somehow. And that is probably at least better than fucking over the entire player base. At the end of the day, the whales are choosing to spend money at the game. Although, yeah, again, I would be definitely much happier if they didn't have to, get loads of money out of whales that just spend all their money on getting all the skins in the game. Either way, point being, Since clearly the way Overwatch 2 works and the way it makes money isn't necessarily by getting like loads of casual players to have to spend money on it, but rather by getting the most dedicated players to have to spend exorbitant amounts on it to get all the skins they want. Clearly, if that's their model, it makes so much more sense to make the PvE free. Because the PvE, for one, costs less than half the skins in the shop. Which I'm not saying that's a good thing for it. The skins are fucking stupid overpriced. But what I mean is, they're not even going to be making that much money if only the whales buy it. Like, they would be making more money by making a new fucking skin for the shop. No joke. If they just put a new skin in the shop, one new fucking skin, but it's just a good skin and it costs like 20 fucking £5 or something, they would make more money off of that than they do off the fucking PvE. Despite the fact that the PvE should have much more broader appeal. But they're only going to be able to capitalize on that broader appeal if it gets well received, which that doesn't look very likely. It's already got a whole bunch of negative reception on it already. And two, even if it isn't generally well received, at the very least, it being accessible, it being something that you can just jump in and try for free. I think this is really the last nail in the coffin. I think that now that you have to pay for PvE, that's just it. Because who the fuck is going to try the PvE? And who the fuck is going to keep playing Overwatch 2 when they know that they've got nothing to look forward to anymore? Again, even me, someone who really, really had faith in Overwatch 2, the biggest reason I had faith in it is because I was like, okay, we're getting constant new content, as we always should have been. We're keeping the game alive much more like closely. We're more diligently making sure to stay on top of balance and all that kind of thing, and bugs and problems. That's great, because I think that, honestly, Overwatch, like, the base game of Overwatch is fucking insanely fun already without a whole bunch of new content. It's just very high maintenance. You need to do a lot to keep it fun. And if you just leave it to rot like they did to Overwatch 1, it's not going to stay fun. And the fact that in Overwatch 2, they were going in this much more high maintenance direction and much more gradual but constant progress, I thought this was such a good sign. But now I'm like, okay, what do we actually have to look forward to? PvE has crashed and burned. That's like 3-4 years of work down the drain. Cool. Great. Okay, what else do I have to look forward to? New characters, but a third of a year gap between each one. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good, but oh, okay, new characters. I guess they're good. It's just, again, what a fucking wait in between. And it's like, okay, new maps, kind of already went over that, don't really care. And it's like, okay, what else is there? And then my voice echoes into the ether because I'm in an empty void of nothingness. I swear, I'm not saying all the other stuff they do in each season is necessarily always useless. Whenever they make reworks to characters, I do like that quite a lot. Sometimes balance changes can be significant enough that they do actually feel like they really change the game. And I do think they do have potential to make some of these like limited time events that they do like a little bit better. But just right now, the immediate future doesn't look that great. Like, I'm looking at Season 5 and I'm like, okay, what should be exciting about this? Like, what about Season 5 should I be excited for? It's like, okay, Lifeweaver might be playable now. Cool. Yeah. Nice. There's new skins, of course. Yeah, that's kind of the bare minimum. Well, we reworked May. I know that was probably way too fucking long, but that was a mistake. At first, I was like doing that on purpose, but then I actually couldn't pronounce "we reworked May." Okay, anyway, yeah, they reworked May to give her more CC. You know, remember when we removed all the CC for the most part in Overwatch 2, and everyone was like, "Hey, that's actually one of the best changes in Overwatch 2." And then now we're adding it back. I remember that. That was a good time. That was a good fucking laugh. But seriously, Season 5 looks really disappointing. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Today's the day that it starts. It hasn't started for me yet, but in a few hours it will. I really do hope I'm wrong about Season 5, but just nothing in Season 5 looks exciting. The most exciting thing in Season 5 is fucking bringing fire back, and that was in Overwatch 1. I mean, there's Quest Watch, but I have no fucking idea what Quest Watch is. And I don't think they've given any indication at all of what it is, which makes me wary and makes me think that it's going to be shit. I really don't want to be that guy who's just like, anytime there's a question mark, it's got to be shit. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking, we know more about what's happening in Season 6 than what's happening in Season 5, even though Season 6 is happening in August and Season 5 is happening right now. Like, what the fuck? Oh, not to mention, okay, I also lost my faith in the PvE more than I already had done a decent amount. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I'm jumping around all over the place. This is what happens when I just pick up a mic and fucking go. But I didn't even mention yet that because they were so desperate to do damage control for the shit they pulled, they end up releasing the Season 6 trailer before they even fucking released the Season 5 trailer, which, I mean, must have been confusing enough for some people. I mean, I could tell the difference, but I mean, if you were just a casual player, you might not have understood which trailer was for what. But either way, so yeah, they showed the trailer for Season 6 before Season 5 even fucking started and before they'd even shown the trailer for Season 5 at all. And I saw that Season 6 trailer, and while I was watching it, I thought it was okay. And then I got to the end and I'm like, wait, hang on a fucking second. And I just realized that whole trailer was basically nothing but hype. And I know that might sound like a bit vague, just to put it into words. It felt exciting while you're watching it, and then you finish watching it and realize, wait, what did they fucking show in that trailer that's actually new? Now, what they did show is they did show the new map. Well, I don't know what it's called, but the new map for the new game mode Flashpoint. They didn't really show what Flashpoint is, but they said, hey, there's a new game mode Flashpoint coming in Season 6, and this is the new map for it. And they did show footage of PvE, but, and in fairness, I only watched it a couple times, so maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I am. I realized in hindsight, did they show any PvE footage that wasn't already of what we saw from PvE all the way back in 2019 at BlizzCon? I think every single moment of PvE footage we saw in that, like, you know, trailer was taken from the fucking 2019 BlizzCon PvE, like, beta. Are you trying to tell me they haven't done anything more than what they did at fucking BlizzCon 4 years ago? I really hope I'm wrong, but it just seems so likely, especially because I'm not gonna lie. This image right here, this image I'm showing you on screen, hopefully, this is the one edit I'm gonna be doing. This image fucking terrifies me. This image has been shown every fucking time they talk about PvE. I dare you to find one time they mention PvE and they don't show this fucking image. And this image is from that fucking 2019 PvE event. Do you understand why I'm concerned? If they actually have a little bit more than I'm hoping hidden behind the curtain when PvE comes out, why the fuck can they not get more than one image for PvE? Like, that terrifies me. And I hate that too, because, like, I don't want to be that pessimistic. Like, we saw snippets in the, like, when Overwatch 2 first launched and they did that long, like, hour-long live, was it a live stream? I don't even remember now. Video, basically, talking about, like, what's happening in Overwatch 2. And when they talked about the PvE there, they seemed to show off a lot more stuff. It's, you know, they had the giant turrets in Torbjorn's workshop and all that. You know, that looked a lot more flashy. But even then, we didn't get to see that much. And I'm really starting to think, like, so is that basically just that and what we saw in 2019? Like, I really am super worried. Like, okay, literally, again, Overwatch nerd brain here. Maybe I'm missing something, but everything I can think, like, casting my mind in every direction as far as I can to try and figure out, okay, like, what else could there be that we have maybe just seen a snippet of that we're going to see, like, made into a full, like, mission? Obviously, there's the Rio de Janeiro mission, all the way back from 2019, which isn't even fucking new and is 4 years old. But apparently, they're gonna put that out for real this time. So I guess there's that. There is gonna be one in New Queen Street, which I think we've already seen a decent amount of footage of, and I think it's what this like. There's like one piece of footage of them trying to escape to like a evac ship in a blizzard, and I think that's taken from New Queen Street. I remember that always looked cool, but I didn't recognize it was New Queen Street at first, but I think it is, which kind of concerns me because that means it's not a different mission. It's the same one as, ones we've already seen. And honestly, okay, I guess the biggest thing, oh yeah, and then obviously the Torbjorn Workshop one, which we haven't seen much of, but we've seen the giant turret. Okay, so I'm getting concerned just because as I'm saying all this, I'm like, what is going to happen that's going to be unique here? Like, is it really just going to be that they're just going to drop a bunch of robots in front of us that stand still and fire occasionally at us, and we're just going to fire back at them? And it's just going to be that on different maps with different, like, voice lines? Is that going to be every PvE mission? Like, Jesus Christ, the fact they've only got 3 missions, fucking pitiful. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. I'm going to cut this in somewhere just because I feel like it needs to be said. And I feel like in this rant, it was on the tip of my tongue a lot of the time, but I didn't think how to phrase it. And I need to put this in somewhere. I think a big reason why I'm so fucking frustrated with the state of PvE as it is right now is that I never expected things were going good behind the scenes for PvE. I imagined things weren't going good behind the scenes. I imagined progress was slow. But at the end of the day, progress is still progress. And so what I was thinking is that PvE would be delayed to hell and back. I was thinking we'd have to deal with years of people moaning about, oh, when's PvE coming? But I thought at the very least PvE would come. And I thought at the very least, because of the fact that it would probably be delayed so much, that when it would come, it would at least be decent. At the very least. And maybe even be good. It really, 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 really concerns me that it's releasing now. And it seems like they have so little to show. It seems like they've got so little. It's so bad. Everyone loves to bring up that quote, and I know sometimes people roll their eyes at it. You know, a delayed game is like eventually good, but a rushed game is bad forever. Everyone loves to bring up that quote, and I think most people usually roll their eyes at it because the same people who bring it up are also the same people who tend to get pissed off when their most hyped games or DLC or whatever get pushed back. But like, I mean, I can only speak for myself here, but sincerely, I would not be complaining if I had to wait another fucking 3 years for PvE, if when PvE finally came out, it was fucking good. I mean that. If 3 years from now, PvE finally released, I bet there would be a huge part of the community that would be fucking non-stop moaning throughout the whole time. Where's PvE? Where's PvE? We've been lied to, and all that. But at the end of the day, if after all that time they could finally shut them up by just saying, here you go, everything we promised for PvE. I know it took ages, but it's here and it's good. If they could do that shit, and I don't even think that was impossible. I don't think that was impossible. I mean, at the end of the day, I know they're having a shitty time behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, that's fucking 7 years. Like, come on. You can do something in that time. If that was the world we lived in, where PvE simply just kept getting pushed back, but was still going to come out and wasn't going to be under-delivered, then I think I would be a lot more fine with the situation. This is why the news that PvE is actually going to come out, if anything, is actually kind of dreadful to me. Because it's like, well, now I know it's not going to be good. Now I know it's going to release in a shitty, unfinished state, and it's never going to be improved. It's just stuck like that forever. Again, I've been patient with Overwatch 2 because I genuinely think all it needs to keep going is time. I genuinely think the game could do so much better if they could simply keep the maintenance up on it, keep the bare minimum of what they need to do, keep drip feeding content to keep people going, while also working toward that larger goal, even if it takes a long time. Now we've just got that drip feed of content, and we have nothing to look forward to. So yeah, okay, I've got all this off my chest. So I know that most of you aren't going to stick around this long, but hey, I know that there's going to be a bunch of people like, hey, I told you so, ha, ha, ha. But like, okay, let me explain why it is that I defended Overwatch 2 from the very beginning. I genuinely think, I really do think, even if Activision was like extremely negligent of Overwatch, I think if they did just act like a normal fucking company, not even good, just in their own self-interest, like in the interest of making it make money, but they're a normal company, so they don't fucking understand anything, so they don't get why it's good, and they don't understand like how to make it better, and they don't give it the resources it needs. Even in that world, if Activision didn't actively fucking sabotage Overwatch at every single turn, if it just acted like a normal fucking company, then I think that Overwatch 2 genuinely could have revived the game to some extent. I don't think it ever reached its glory days of 2016 when it was one of the biggest fucking games on the planet, but I definitely think it could have become a big competitive shooter, like, one that's actually like in the big, like, it's relevant, basically. It could, in the public eye, it's like, it's not a forgotten relic of the past anymore. I could see it at least reaching that status. I could see it really making a comeback if they could just do Overwatch 2, not fucking scrap the PvE, not fucking make us pay for the, well, make us pay for the PvE if it actually was what everything they promised. At the very least, if it wasn't going to be everything they promised, not make us pay for the PvE. And then just continue to add new stuff to the game without adding fluff that no one wants. If they could just do that for 2 years even. I know that's obviously not a short time, but 2 years isn't as long as it could be. I think 2 years could be the difference maker. If 2 years is just that, if we had, okay, take season 3 and season 4 before they announced that they were canceling PvE. So start of season 3 to the start of season 4, but not the last half of season 4. If they could just keep that going for 2 years, and I understand that's quite a while, but if they could just keep that going for that long, I genuinely think Overwatch has a chance at coming back. I never once genuinely thought it was hopeless, obviously up until this point. And this is the point now where it's just okay, well, you fucked up kind of too many times now. I want to tell people, hey, the game's pretty good, because I didn't lie about anything I've said in the past. I still think that if we're talking PvP, I think the game is in a better state now than it's almost ever been in terms of just the pure PvP gameplay. The problem is that it's hard for me to keep playing it and keep enjoying it the same way when I know I'm on a sinking ship. And I feel that now. It's strange because technically nothing's different about the game, but I just have this shadow hanging over me every time I play where I'm I no longer have this feeling every day is a chance for the game to get better. I now have this feeling what you're playing right now is the best it's going to get. And every day from this day forward, this game is going to decay and fall apart. And just having that hanging over me makes it so much harder to enjoy the game. So yeah, I said in my previous video when they first canceled PvE that I might quit if season 6 doesn't really deliver, but that I wasn't really sure. That I couldn't see myself quitting Overwatch, but at the same time, I was losing interest. Now, I think that's almost a definite. If season 6 doesn't fucking knock it out the park, I think I'm gone. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to season 6. I don't know if I can bear stomaching season 5 when it looks like it has such little to deliver. Season 5, I'm not going to lie, looks like the most fucking disappointing season so far. And I hope I'm wrong, because season 3 looked disappointing and it ended up being one of the best seasons of the game's life. I genuinely think Overwatch 2 Season 3 is currently the gold standard of this is the perfect state of Overwatch as it is right now. So I'm really hoping that Season 5 just can pull it out of the hat like Season 3 did and do everything right. But I'm just looking at what it's planning to deliver. And it's got, Quest Watch, which looks like a fucking mobile game, not like an actual game mode. And we know nothing about it, which probably means it's not going to be what we hope it is. We've got fucking bringing back Overwatch 1 mechanics and pretending it's a new feature. And we've got reworks to characters to give them more CC. Whoopee. Okay, I can be somewhat positive. They did nerf Widowmaker. Cool. That's cool. That's nice. But that's about it. Not to mention, oh my god, okay. I said that they were apparently going to rework Lifeweaver in Season 5. I didn't really go over that. I thought this is maybe too specific, but no, I've changed my mind. I want to go over this before I finish. Lifeweaver, of course, was the character added in Season 4. I know a decent amount of you didn't even know he fucking existed. I was even talking to someone IRL recently who was someone who also played Overwatch, and it sounded like, not that they were a complete nerd for the game, but they played it a decent amount, and it's not and they played Overwatch 2 as well, and they didn't even know that Lifeweaver had come out this long after his initial release. That kind of really says something. But anyway, Lifeweaver, of course, was, in my opinion, fun, but in the general opinion, clunky. Most people thought he was clunky and weird to use and he didn't feel right. Again, I think he's fine. I think he's fun. But I think the problem with him is that he's weak, which everyone else has said as well. He is performing terribly and has consistently continued to perform terribly. And so we knew that he was going to get a rework. And, well, that's what they said, at least, a rework. They didn't really rework him at all. They basically just gave him numbers buffs. And don't get me wrong, that might sound good. But I'm not going to lie. I kind of don't like where this is going. So they made him deal more damage. They made him do marginally more healing. They made his petal platform a bit wider, and they made it so that his ultimate takes longer to charge. And that's basically it. And I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, and they also made it so life grip comes back faster and now heals you for 50 health instead of not doing any healing. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this fixes anything. I think if people think the character is clunky, this doesn't stop the character from feeling clunky. Again, I personally don't feel that. I think he feels pretty good, honestly. But I'm definitely not the popular opinion there. Most people seem to think he feels wrong and like almost like an unfinished character. Yeah, I don't think that bodes well. And I think that I did say that I think that all you have to do is tweak his healing a bit, but I don't know. I don't feel good about these changes. Like, I don't know if this actually makes a difference. I do think that even a small change to his healing output would have a big impact, but even then, just plus 10 to his maximum healing, not even his like average healing, is not a lot, man. And he got a lot of other buffs I didn't even expect him to get, like life grip coming back faster, like life grip healing, like damage increases. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the only thing that would be relevant is the healing increase, and then that kind of gets negated by his ult taking longer to charge because his ult was the source of a lot of his healing. So yeah, I don't feel good about these changes. And yeah, okay, you know what? Right, I can't go around in circles. So I'm coming towards the end now, but I'm just going to read you the little article thing they put out for season 6, even though we're not even in season 5 yet. And of course, it opens with the image that I said I'm fucking terrified of. This fucking image with Lucio on the left, Tracer, and then Reinhardt, and then Brig, and then May. This image, Jesus Christ. I'm going to start getting PTSD whenever I start seeing this image, just because it will remind me of all the fucking failures that this game has gone through. Okay. There's a new threat to the world as the invasion of Null Sector begins. The world is thrust into chaos, and, I can't be bothered with the whole, it's basically just, hey, we got a cool PvE event, new story missions, all new PvP core game mode, new ways to build on your skins with your favorite with your favorite heroes. And yes, a new support hero, gasp, new characters. Find out how you can jump into the action with the Overwatch 2 Invasion Ultimate Bundle. Earn and collect new legendary skins and get a head start in the upcoming Null Sector themed premium battle pass. I want to fucking vomit. Okay, Rise of Null Sector begins with new story missions. We're going to do new story missions, basically, in short. And yeah, they confirmed they're just doing 3 story missions. They're going to be doing one in Rio, one in Toronto, and one in Gothenburg. So, translation, Parisio, which you've already seen that map. New Queen Street, you've already seen that map. And Gothenburg is the only one we haven't seen. Again, we've seen a small clip of it in the past, but we've not actually had gameplay of it. We've not been able to play it. Massive maps with complex objectives and in-depth storyline that will guide you along the way. I hope that is true, but I don't have any faith that it is. Just fight against Null Sector, just skimming through this. You can get started on your mission to save the world with the Overwatch 2 Invasion Bundle for only $15. This bundle includes permanent access to Overwatch 2 Invasion story missions. How privileged we are to have permanent access to playing 3 little tiny story missions we waited 4 years for. 1,000 Overwatch coins with a value of $10. A brand new Sojourn legendary skin valued at $19. And permanent access to Sojourn as a playable hero for new players. Oh, wow. What a privilege to be able to play Sojourn. If you're wondering about the language on that. Personally, I've unlocked every hero whenever they've come out the normal way through the battle pass, so I'm not entirely sure if this is accurate, but I believe if you miss the battle pass, like to unlock a hero, if you like miss their release window, you have to do a few challenges to unlock them, but you can also just pay to skip the challenges. So I want to say this fucking sickens me. Not only because I'm generally just sickened that it looks like they're going to somehow even further go below my expectations. I didn't even have high expectations for PvE, but somehow they've managed to break the floor and go through it with the expectations by the looks of things. I really hope I'm proven wrong when it comes out, but I'm being given no reason to think that I will be. So there's not only that, but more importantly, I love how they do this whole, oh, wow, it's only $15 US, and wow, you also get a $19 skin and a $10 batch of Overwatch coins to go with it. Wow, that's $29 worth of value for only $15, as well as getting Sojourn and the missions. Wow, what a deal. And it's like, okay, it sounds like a fucking deal when you say that one legendary skin costs $19 fucking dollars. Jesus Christ, man. The Overwatch 2 Invasion bundle is intended to give new and veteran players alike the opportunity to expand this brand new story arc while giving them additional coins to unlock the premium battle pass or to buy cosmetic content for their favorite hero. Oh yeah, just in case you couldn't follow this, this did not include the battle pass, so you would also have to buy the battle pass. Although in fairness, you could use the 1,000 coins you got to buy the battle pass, but then of course you wouldn't have the 1,000 coins. You can also upgrade, of course you could upgrade to the Overwatch 2 Ultimate Invasion bundle for $40 US. You will have access to all of the above, as well as the Null Sector Premium Battle Pass with 20 Battle Pass skips, which is valued at $30 US. Jesus fucking Christ. I just want to point out that 20 of those dollars is for the privilege of being able to skip 20 of the 80 levels in the Battle Pass. I don't think that's worth $20. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's worth $20 to skip 1/4 of a single battle pass. And that doesn't even include the amount you have to pay to even unlock the battle pass in the first place. An additional 1,000 Overwatch coins for a total of 2,000 Overwatch coins valued at $20 US. And 2 additional legendary skins for Cassidy and Kiriko that are valued at $38. Jesus fucking Christ, I actually want to vomit. All new co-op event, honestly, I don't even want to talk about that because they get so few details about this that I have no idea what that's going to be like. They explain Flashpoint, this new mode. Well, they don't explain it very clearly, but by the sounds of things, it's basically just going to be multiple simultaneous capture points. Oh wait, is it even simultaneous? Hang on a minute. Launching with Flashpoint, a whole new PvP core game mode available for all players in quick or competitive play. This mode will feature 2 new locales that are Overwatch 2's biggest PvP maps to date. Teams will fight for control of key positions across the map called Flashpoints, aiming to capture 3 of them before their opponents do. You'll have no time to relax once a point is captured, as the next one will already be waiting. Oh, it sounds like they spawned the next one. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Wait. I misunderstood this. Oh, no, I misunderstood this. Oh, God, please don't tell me they're doing this again. No, they can't be this stupid. Okay. If you're wondering what I'm panicking about, I assumed what this was by the description was there would be something like, I don't know, 5 points to capture or 3 points to capture or whatever, and basically just multiple points. And I assumed there would be all there simultaneously. Because we haven't really had that in Overwatch. In Overwatch, there's always only been one objective. We haven't really had a mode in Overwatch where there are multiple objectives at once. And so I thought that's how Flashpoint was supposed to be a different mode. I thought it was because you were going to have multiple objectives at once that you were trying to juggle simultaneously. I'm trying to think. Is it called Domination in other games? I think it's called that in COD. Anyway, I feel like Garden Warfare had a mode like this, and I don't know why my brain's blanking on it. Because I feel like I should remember it. But either way, it's not Guardians and Graveyards, of course. That was you know what I mean. Basically, I was thinking there would be 3, maybe 5 points, and you need to get 3 controlled by your team at once to win, and that they would all be on the map all simultaneously, and you'd move to each one. And I thought that's how it would work. I'm looking at this now and rereading this, and I'm realizing that it sounds like the way they're describing this is that you only spawn the other points once you've already captured the first point. And it doesn't sound like you can lose a point once you've captured it. If that is true, oh my God. Have they really done this? Did they really just make 2 CP again, but this time it's 3 CP? Okay. Again, if you don't know what 2 CP is, it was officially called Assault, but everyone just called it 2 CP. It's the old game mode they removed from Overwatch 1, and it was removed for good fucking reason. It was the most poorly balanced and universally hated game mode in Overwatch 1. And the main reason for that, well, there's a lot of reasons, but the big reason being that the first point would always be, by design, ridiculously hard to defend for the defenders, because it would be way closer to the attacker's spawn. It would take super long to get there from the defender's spawn. But to try and balance that out, they would usually make the first point super defensible. Like, it'd be really brutal to get with, like, you know, if you're the attackers. And so already this was really fucking annoying, because they realized that because it took so long to get back there, if you were a defender, you had to be given an area that's so easy to defend that you don't die that often. All that just leads to is super long stalemates where the attackers are just throwing themselves at the wall of defense the defenders put up and taking fucking ages to even put a dent in it. But then the second they put a dent in it, they wipe out the entire fucking team and take the point for free. And because it takes so long for the defenders to get back once a single one of them dies, it means it staggers the whole enemy team who are trying to defend. And then when the point moves back to the new location, what usually happens is the attacking team sweeps up and kills the staggered enemy team that are trying to regroup to defend the second point, and catches the second point before the enemy team can even respawn. So essentially, 2CP is bullshit, because the first point is it's so hard to die if you're the defenders, but the second you die, you're fucked, and you'll be perma-staggered for the rest of the game. And there's an extremely high chance that before you can even start to defend the second point, because of the fact you're staggered, you'll just get ran over and you'll lose on the spot. And so 2CP games would usually either end in a minute or an eternity. And so, yeah, they were fucking despised, and for good reason. They would either never fucking end, or they would go on for like 1 minute and they'd be over. That was like a regular occurrence for me. I would literally have games of 2CP that were under 2 minutes regularly in Overwatch 1. That's how fucking awfully designed 2CP was. And I'm looking at the description of this mode, and I'm sorry, I really hope it isn't, but this does just sound like 2CP, but we made it 3 capture points. Oh my god, I swear to god, it better not be that. Okay, right, yeah, this is even worse. This just keeps getting worse. Offering new ways to master your skills. Finally! Oh, because we've been asking for this. We're introducing a new way to play and practice your favorite heroes with Hero Mastery Mode. These engaging training courses are specifically designed for each select hero, testing your skills with their abilities. Hero Mastery will also feature global leaderboards to showcase the top performing hero masters across the world. Overwatch 2 Invasion will be launching the first courses for a selection of heroes, with more to come in future seasons. Ooh, the practice range also gets its first major update this season. Woohoo! With a brand new firing range to hone your aim with any hero, including dozens of practice settings and multiple targets to choose from. Both of these updates will be available for all players starting August 10th. So the hero mastery thing is very poorly described, but essentially it's going to be like, as far as I can tell, it looks like it's going to be a bunch of like obstacle courses that are made to be like to show off the skills of the character. They're going to be like character specific. And I'm guessing it's going to be like a time trial thing. That's what the leaderboard is about. Where like, oh, how fast can you beat the obstacle course made around this character's abilities? And if you can get it done super fast, you get on the scoreboard. There is a chance that this could actually be more fun than it sounds, but obviously right now it does sound like it's mostly going to be a little side mode that isn't going to be that engaging. It doesn't sound like it's going to be big new content. And I just want to say, I'm sorry. Adding a fucking firing range to the game is a pathetic thing to list as a feature for a new season. I'm sorry, that's fucking pathetic. Like, oh, the game that's a fucking FPS shooter didn't have a firing range until now. Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't it? I thought it did. It kind of does. It has the practice range, but the practice range, to be quite like frank, is fucking awful for actually aim training, because the bots have ridiculously huge head hitboxes and they barely move around at all. And so I can tell, like, you know, when I go in the practice range, it does not help my aim to practice on the bots, because quite simply, they're too fucking easy. And then when you play against a real player, it's a lot harder than it is against the bots. And so aim training, you know, you can't really train your aim that much at the practice range unless you're at the point where, like, unless you're doing the bare basics, like just trying to point the gun in their direction when they're not moving. I know that sounds like really condescending, but you know, some people just don't play a whole lot of FPSs and they have a bit of trouble like getting their head around, you know, moving the camera and moving their player being two separate things, you know. For those players, I guess, you know, practice range is fine, but for anyone who actually wants to train their aim, yeah, it's kind of garbage. So garbage, in fact, that for years we've not used the practice range to train your aim. We've used workshop codes, as in we've used custom game modes made by the players, not the fucking developers, where they kind of, throw together a workshop mode where they have people running around with actual small head hitboxes that actually, are a bit difficult to hit. So you actually have moving targets that actually train your aim. So honestly, this is just the devs catching up to what the community already did years ago. Only now, at least, I guess it's official now at the very least. That's kind of cool. And oh my god, this particularly sickens me. Are you new to Overwatch 2? If you are new to our universe and looking to jump into the PvP fray, you'll be able to jump in with the Overwatch 2 Hero Collection, available starting on August 10th for $5. This starter bundle includes access to all of our legacy heroes, 3 legacy epic skins, along with 1,500 Overwatch credits to purchase and additional cosmetics in the hero gallery. To purchase additional cosmetics, not whatever. You could also choose to unlock all the above, plus the 6 new heroes to Overwatch 2, Sojourn, Junker Queen, Kiriko, Ramatra, Lifeweaver, and the new support hero coming August 10th, with the Overwatch 2 complete hero collection for only $20. You'll also receive 1,000 Overwatch coins to spend in the shop, and 3 legacy legendary skins. Oh my fucking god, are you serious? Like, this is you aren't seriously going to sit there after you just told us that we are going to have to pay for the shitty remnants of the PvE that you fucking crashed and burned. You're not going to sit there after telling us that the new game mode you're going to be adding is basically going to be 2CP again. You're not actually going to sit there and tell us, hey, by the way, if you want to instantly unlock all these characters instead of having to do their challenges, you could just slide us $20 as well, just on top of the $15 you're already paying for the fucking PvE in the first place. Jesus Christ. There's a lot coming to Overwatch 2. When Overwatch 2 Invasion launches in August 10th. We'll be showing gameplay for much of this new content later this summer, including during the Overwatch 2 Invasion reveal livestream on June 21st. Follow us at Play Overwatch on Twitter for more updates. Don't forget to keep an eye out for updates on our newest hero too, which will shine more light on in the future. Log on to Overwatch 2 starting June 13th for Season 5, featuring a new mythic skin for Tracer available in the Premium Battle Pass, along with new game modes and seasonal events for everyone to play. We'll be highlighting what's to come in Season 5 in another blog tomorrow. And then we get an image of whatever the Season 6 support hero is going to be. Okay, I think the only hope here, I think literally the only world in which I don't want to quit Overwatch by the time Season 6 hits, is the world where this Season 6 support hero is one of the fucking coolest heroes I've ever seen in this game. This Season 6 support hero has to blow it out the fucking water for me to stick on this game. And if this Season 6 support hero isn't the coolest fucking character I've played in Overwatch, then I think that's it for me. I don't think I can keep going with this shit. I really hate to say this too, because now I'm ditching on Overwatch. It's just, that's it. Because for me, at least as far as shooter games go, I'm done. There's no other shooter games I like that are alive. This was the last one. I mean, I guess I'm still going to be playing Evolve. I mean, the community, the game may be dead, but the community's doing everything it can to keep it alive. I would rather be on Evolve than Overwatch 2 if I have to pick a sinking ship to drown on. This is just, this is fucking appalling. I want to say more, but it's just, every time I try to express the disdain I have for everyone at Activision, I just go round in circles again. Oh my god. Did I mention that recently Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision, who is one of the few cases where I think people demonizing one person is kind of accurate, because Jesus fucking Christ, that man is actually like a fucking demon in human skin. Yeah, he blamed the shit that's been going on with Activision, and he blamed the accusations of sexual, harassment going on in Activision that were from a couple of years ago, which drove some of his workers to suicide. He was blaming that on unions. Yeah, he was saying that, I'm pro-union, but these unions don't play by the rules. And also, he said that, I changed my mind. Everything that was said back then was a lie, and that none of it ever happened. It's just fucking evil in a person. No wonder everything Activision touches crashes and burns. I just want to make it clear, like, people love to shit on EA, and I'm not going to defend EA because EA is a piece of shit too. But Jesus fucking Christ, it is actually terrifying how much of a chasm there is between the evil of EA and the evil of Activision. I think Activision is billions of times worse than any other company out there. I literally, I can't think of anything more fucking evil than them. Right. Okay. I think I gotta cut it off here because I'm just gonna be fucking mad, but nothing new to say, just mad the rest of this time. I think that's it. I mean, if I feel like it, if I end up like just feeling like it, and I want to, I'll make like more OverWatch videos, but I don't see it happening for much longer. I don't think this is sustainable. And again, I just want to make it really clear. I genuinely do think this game had so much potential, even after the fucking fiasco that happened with Overwatch 1 dying, even after the release of Overwatch 2 being rocky, even after Season 2 being shit. I think this is the point. I really think there was always still a chance through all of that. And this just really finally feels like the end. It just feels like there's no hope anymore. Who the fuck is going to see this game as anything but a laughingstock from here on out and a cash grab? I've lost all my good faith. I've lost all my hope for this game to ever get any better. And it's heart-wrenching for me to say that because I know that Team 4 actually cares about this game, and I know that they're torn up about everything that it's had to go through because of fucking Activision Blizzard. But at the end of the day, they weren't able to overcome the fucking awful decisions from up top. I know the Evolve content hasn't been as popular as the Overwatch content, but I'm going to keep making it because I enjoy making it, and frankly, I know that it's kind of a hard sell to move you over to another game if you're watching me for Overwatch content, but I seriously think that Evolve is just so much more worthy of that praise than Overwatch is. With all that said, thank you for watching, especially if you sat through all this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.